What's up, guys? It's your boy High Top here. Welcome back to another episode of the Baka Gamers podcast. Here on this podcast, me and my friends talk about all things anime and video games. And on tonight's episode, we're going to be giving our reactions and impressions to the Gear 5 episode and our expectations for the live action One Piece anime. Well, oh my god, anime? No, anime's out. Live action that's going to be starting pretty soon. But it's already anime, so but before I start, it's been a minute since we actually done a podcast episode. So gotta introduce the usual suspects. Got my boy Glow.
Yo yo.
Owie.
Hi.
And Charlie.
What up?
And Owie's gonna do her best.
I'm always doing my best. You got this.
You can do it.
Alright, so we're just gonna jump right into it. So first off, Gear 5. Initial reactions first. Me personally, I loved it. I loved the episode. I love the animation. I loved it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. What about you guys? How'd you feel about the Gear 5? How'd you guys feel about it? People who've seen it.
That buildup was crazy. You know, like you had billboards and posters and all that sort of stuff, and then the freaking episode drops, and it lived up to it, lived up to the hype.
You know what's funny is the fact that even though, like the anime, obviously, anime comes out later, we got the manga, they just kind of spoiled Gear 5 already. Pretty much a lot of people seen the form, they just didn't see it animated or anything like that. So really, like, spoilers were abound, but it was still pleasant to see, the actual episode come out as is. I ain't gonna lie though, that episode really did show the pacing issues of One Piece. Like legit, there were moments legit, like they were reusing a lot of scenes, and they were just trying to, like, we got to fill out this runtime.
Let's stretch it out a little bit.
Let's stretch it out. I mean, come on now. Let's just repeat the same scene over and over again, just building up suspense. And I'm just like, come on, guys, just do it. And then after the bumper, they actually finally dived into the episode. We got some really, really awesome fights. Really kooky really kooky. Like, I knew of Gear 5. I knew that Gear 5 was going to be like a kooky Toonverse type of thing, but I didn't know how much toony it would be till I saw it. I'm like, geez, this is just a Looney Tunes TV episode.
Well, that's literal and intentional.
Mhm.
A true inspiration from the cartoon Tom and Jerry. He had always really planned to make Gear 5, and the concept drawings were drawn based on that kind of rubbery, stretchy animation from early American animation. And he was totally aware that general audiences and fans of One Piece would probably not like the concept because it contrasts so heavily with what traditional shonen fights look like. But it's what he wanted to do. And if there's one thing Oda's going to do, it's whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's totally true. Like, even like, honestly, like, to jump into, like, just the reactions that you've seen online. Like, I was on Twitter when it dropped, and I was surprised. Honestly, I think I was actually surprised that, like, it was really divided. It was like you got the OG fans that were, like, super hyped and excited about the episode. They were, like, praising it, giving it its flowers. Then you had the people who ain't never seen a One Piece episode a day in their life decide to give their opinion about it and be like, y'all hyped about this? One Piece fans want this, yo? Wow, it's mid. This, that. I'm like,
it's there have been other announcements like this, or other, like, significant story transformations like this. Like, you think about Dragon Ball and the Super Saiyan, you think about Bleach and Ichiko's Bankai, you think about Naruto and 50 different versions of the Rasengan, right? Like, but watch favorite characters jump in, do the thing shonen style, and take 50 episodes to finally get what they were perfecting. It's cyclical. It's something that happens in a lot of really great shows, but because One Piece was always that, 1,000+ chapter thing to get into. It was really the Odyssey, and that the longer you waited, the more the more behind you'd fall, and the more pressure you'd feel to just stay the hell away from it.
Yeah.
People who've been fans from the beginning, like picking up the manga in I'm not gonna date myself. I'm just gonna say, read the manga as a child.
As a strapping young youth.
As a
Yes.
strapping insert age child, it really was a special moment to see this animated and really coming to life and jumping off the page, and just seeing that kind of work in the way that they choose to color it and shade it, and seeing Oda's original vision for having a bouncy, stretchy kind of peak rubbery Luffy in contrast with Kaido was just incredible. It really was. And sometimes it's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Like when you think One Piece and how, in my opinion, out of the quote unquote big three, One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto and stuff like that, One Piece has always been like that more whimsical, sort of out of this world kind of thing with its powers, thinking outside the box. And then to have someone like Luffy take that to freaking 11 with Toonverse powers. I mean, it was crazy. Even the sound effects that it was doing, like they knocked it out of the park. Like it was really Kaido versus Looney Tunes, and there's no beating that.
Oda's humor has always been a bit Looney Tunes. So I think it really confused me when I was browsing the feed on the app formerly known as Twitter.
Oh yeah, I did call it Twitter, didn't I? Yeah, it's I still call it Twitter, yo.
Get it right before Elon freaking gets us, bro.
Wow.
It's just such a weird time over there. But I was browsing and seeing people say like, "What is this? This is trash. This is so not Luffy." I'm like, "What Luffy have you been watching all this time? Reading about all these years?"
Like the thing is like a lot of these people, like some of the people I was seeing on the formerly known Twitter app, they were literally like, like for the fans, that people who've never seen a One Piece episode and are jumping into it just to see what the hype was about, and then them giving their 2 cents, and then they're like, oh well, this didn't break the internet compared to Ultra Instinct Goku. I'm like, these are two different shows, 2 different characters with like motivations and like reasons. Like people are like, oh wow, like they're comparing it to a lot of more serious animations. I'm like, first off, like let's
try it though. So Charlie, you are a truly impartial party to this conversation. Is there a transformation, not even a transformation, but like a character who gained a level in something, who leveled up in a certain way? Is there a show that really hit for you that did that, either now or back in the day? So maybe like,
yeah, I might date myself on this.
Don't date yourself. Don't date yourself. Don't do it. Don't be like Aoi.
Okay, because I just realized there was like a second version of the show, so I'm like, okay, wait, maybe not. But only situation where a character had elevated to a level that I'm like, hey, yo, hype for like a whole month.
Yeah.
And don't make fun of me now. is Patamon on Digimon when he finally evolved into Angemon.
Yeah.
My little kitty balls was like, yo, I did a backflip.
Became a freaking angel. I'm like, hold on, this little thing.
Let her cook.
It took long, and I'm like, yo, finally, like you always, like each episode you're waiting, like okay, is it gonna is it and then finally at the most important time too, I'm like, hey yo, no,
you know what, Angemon too. Angemon too.
Yes, that too.
That so long thinking Gatsuma was never gonna do anything. I'm like, does she even digivolve?
She just be punching stuff, yo. What was it
really
like?
Does.
Like
it's
what was
like,
that?
I'm fine as I am, and I'm like,
And then she turned 2. I was like, damn. Okay. Hey, man. I was like, woof. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what? I don't claim this man. I don't. I'll let you rock.
I'm gonna put my little reaction. Immediately, that Joey Wheeler, like, yeah.
I hear you, boy. I hear you.
Hey, man.
I see you. I see you.
But to Charlie's point, like, it really is that build up too. Like, if you're a big fan, you know, like if you've been following the show and you get to see that build up to, like, you know, Patamon, like you didn't think Patamon, you know, when is it gonna happen? Wasn't Patamon at the time like the last one to really get their Digivolution?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like that build up, it's like, what is he gonna be? What is he gonna be? Then he turns to the freaking Angemon. I'm like, hey, yo. And then like the fact that like after they Digivolve, they turned right back. They literally went back to an egg. Like that's how strong they were. Went right back to a freaking egg.
Like,
Jeez.
Nope, not going there. Not going there. Not going there.
No. Speak.
I'm fine. I'm good. We should move on.
Do your best. You do.
I am, which is why I'm trying to move on.
But I know we're kind of like bounced around with the Gear 5 talk, but I guess looking at the different reactions, you know, online and like, you know, how do you guys feel about like, you know, the mixed reception to it?
I think it makes sense considering One Piece has gone on for literally so long that it spans multiple generations, all who have had varying amounts of time to let that build up for them. The people that it really hit for may have been the day ones, may have been the people who got in on One Piece before the hype, before the notorious, like, oh, we're going to trick our friends into watching One Piece, before all that crap happened. Like, those are the people who have been here, tapped in, waiting for it. And that's not to say that people who got into it recently can't be just as hype. But it's like we were saying earlier about that buildup. It hits different. It just does. And conversely, I think it makes total sense for people who have kind of just now arrived to the party, got slogged through, and was like, why is this show so weird? Why does it keep getting so weird? Why does it stay so weird? And then Gear up, and they're like, all right, this is what has been building to, I guess.
It's peak weird.
Yeah.
And just to let the viewers know, like I'm on the Whole Cake Island arc. I'm close. Well, close quote unquote. Close quote unquote. Wait. No, chill. Look, I accepted my fate. I already knew. Here's the thing. Calm, you good? You good? Look, all I gotta say is this. With One Piece over the years, kind of off tangent, but with One Piece, like kind of like when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start my journey. I'm gonna just watch the anime and I'm gonna watch it when I feel like it. I kind of already knew certain points within the story, you know, going from Dressrosa, the time skip. There really was nothing hidden from me. So it was like, you know, I knew this was gonna happen. I didn't know how. So it's like, it still is like, you know, sure, I seen Gear 5. I seen how he look. Wow, that looks dope. I'm going right back to Whole Cake Island, finishing that up. I'm still going to be hyped just as much as I was hyped when I saw Gear 4 for the 5th time, even though I knew about it. You know, it's the build-up. Plus, it's like I'm a part of the ride. I'm a part of the journey. I'm a straw hat, you know? Like, I'm here for the journey, yo. To get to that point, I'm like, dang, yo, I'm here. 1,000 episodes, Gear 5. Even though I know, it'll still be worth it. So yeah, you know, like, plus also like, just like Lo said, the marketing for this was like, you know, hey, we already know most of y'all know what this is, so we're not gonna hide nothing from it. I mean, shoot. Plus, it's like I'm on Twitter. At some point, I was gonna get spoiled. So yeah, it is what it is.
Right.
I mean,
like officially, Gear 5 was like spoiled months in advance by official like accounts, official studio like promotions and stuff like that. But like you said, it's not the fact that just because you saw him Like that's the spoiler. You want to see the buildup. You want to see like how Luffy gets to this point where he's up against the wall. Nah, he's pretty much, spoiler alert, he gets rocked. All right. But he brings out this bombastic, crazy Bugs Bunny, what have you type ability, and it's just so freaking amazing to see Luffy reach this point. And not only that, when you see like the stuff behind it too, the stuff with like the Gumu Gumu fruit and the whole government and everything like that, and what it all means. It One Piece is hitting a crazy point right now in the story,
You
and
know
to
what?
have it being ushered in by Bugs Bunny Luffy is freaking crazy.
If I had to scale it down just to explain it to someone who maybe doesn't watch anime at all, I would say it kind of feels like that part in the ending fight from Kung Fu Panda, the first Kung Fu Panda,
Mm-hmm.
when we are terrified because we've seen Tai Lung absolutely body every Kung Fu master in the valley, and he has that secret technique, and if he hits those points on your body, you're done. And we're so worried for Poe, and he just boom, and it just ripples all over his body. And he's like, "Oh, stop." It's like that.
It
But a
really
buildup,
is. It really
but a
is.
buildup of 30 years. So we watched Tai Lung body every Kung Fu master in the valley for 29 years. That is how it feels to be at this moment.
Totally. But yeah, and also, also like to the viewers who are watching or listening, don't feel ashamed that you wanted to look at Gear 5. Hey, it was promoted, it was hyped up. I get it. But hey, if this really did get you to want to watch the show, really watch the show, or read the manga if you're trying to like really get up there, so you can kind of like jump into the anime and watch all that stuff. But
It's a wonderful. It's definitely Baka Gamers approved.
oh yeah, seal of approval. I'll make a little effect like bing, feel seal of approval.
And maybe like a little asterisk that says except for Nye, but who cares?
Damn.
What you mean? Man?
She gonna be
It's
like,
approved.
why y'all do this? All right, but anyway, moving on. Anybody else had anything to add? Wanted to talk about Gear 5 before we move on?
No, let's get to the stuff.
All right.
You can move.
All right. Here we go. So, the meat and potatoes of this podcast tonight. The live action One Piece. Now, I'm about to say anime again. Wow. The live action One Piece show. Honestly, actually, let me just say this. I'm surprised that it was going to be a show. For the longest time, I thought it was going to be a movie, but it's actually going to be like a 8-episode show. And I'm really real spit. Like we're jumping in. We're just giving our whole like how we feel the live action One Piece show is gonna be. I'm after the last trailer that we saw, I'm definitely a little bit more hopeful. Like I was smiling ear to ear when I saw that second trailer. I was having fun. It kind of reminded me of like, watching the anime and seeing all the kooky, funny stuff Luffy and his friends would get into. And I was like, I could kind of feel that here. But I was wondering how they're really going to condense that all into 8 episodes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As excited as I am for the show, I really do find myself fatigued by this. I don't know what it is, but why does everything have to be a series now? Like it's okay to make a movie or it's okay to make a series that's like, I don't know, 3 episodes long. Just tell your story. Get in, tell your story and get out. Why does it end it now?
Sorry to cut you, but like I feel like with that, it's kind of like what was the last live action I saw of a Bleach? Like they did the live action Bleach movie like way back when, and I liked it, but the material that they had could have been made into like a quick movie to where they left it off, and I was fine with it, like I didn't have to see a whole build up, like you said, Aoi, like give us the stuff, bada bing bada boom, a movie is great. If it gets a sequel, that's fantastic. But with One Piece, I think if they did it as a movie, it wouldn't have done the show justice. Well, yeah, I would have done the series justice just because if there was like a 2 hour movie, people would have been complaining. 8 episodes, I can see it
I mean,
happening, but like there would be some things they definitely have to cut out.
Listen, it didn't
mean-
make Stop any better for me, so maybe that's just me and I'll stand in it. But when you have a good story, you can do the show justice. But Glodia, I apologize. Go ahead.
no, you're good because whether you're doing a 2 hour movie or an 8 episode miniseries, either way, you're still condensing the story, right? Like these
Yep.
are episodes upon episodes of multiple arcs, what have you, in One Piece, right? Like meeting a majority of the Straw Hats from
Yeah,
what we've seen in the trailer, all in 8 episodes. That's still condensing a fair amount. So
true. And if we're doing
yeah,
art, that's a lot.
absolutely.
I mean, true, but I feel like I feel like with 8 episodes, you can kind of add a little bit more detail in each episode. Like
Mhm.
now like shows now are like an hour long, and granted, so even if it's an hour long, doesn't mean anything. It just means that if they want to add a little bit more detail to specific things, they can. But with a movie, you really are kind of like limited to like you might have 3 hours of filming or whatever, but only like 2 hours of that is like in the movie or whatnot. So it's like, sure, it's condensed. It's condensed either way. I just feel like in movie form, it's really condensed. Like they really are restricted. With the episodes, they're not as restricted, but still.
Yeah. I mean, my point was basically that there's going to be a demographic of people who are fans of One Piece who are going to be disappointed regardless
Mhm.
because of that condensation. That's not the right word. Because of just that they shortened it. Okay, I don't know the word, but what I want to get at though is, despite it being condensed, despite it being 8 episodes, and they're obviously going to cut certain things out. They still got my attention. They still definitely got my attention because that
I agree.
trailer looked pretty good.
I agree. And I'll say one last thing just to round out my point. Like let's take Castlevania as a series. Castlevania would have been a banger. With those writers and that animation, Castlevania would have been a banger, whether it was a movie or a series.
You ain't
There would
lying.
have been more if it was
That's
a series.
true.
But
Mhm.
when you have a vision for the IP, when you have a vision for the product that you are trying to make, lengthy duration doesn't necessarily add to the quality of your piece. Shortening the duration doesn't necessarily remove quality from your piece. That is my point. Now, thoughts on how the characters are looking.
I honestly don't. Okay. First of
Luffy's the
all,
best casting I've
Wait
ever
a
seen.
second.
no. Hold on. Let me finish. Don't pop on me, please. But no, like Luffy's great. I love his. Oh dang, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, but Luffy is perfect. I love I love the actor's energy. I could definitely see him being like a live action Luffy. I love him. I love the guy. Zoro's perfect. he like just he got the look down. He's perfect. Sanji, I gotta see.
Wow.
Homeboy, I gotta see.
Wow.
Man, yo, it's my opinion, yo. Usopp, I feel like I gotta see. Granted, it's weird because you're used to the long nose, but of course that doesn't make sense in a live action version. But then again, we'll see how that goes. But Nami, I like
Yeah.
Nami, but like I don't get people saying like Nami need to get a different wig.
Who?
I mean, that wig do look crazy, but
It
Really?
does. It looks a little Tyler Perry. I'm sorry.
How?
Goodness.
I mean, like I'm not saying like it looks logical, but I mean like
What?
I think people were saying they could have dyed her hair instead of giving her a wig, something like that.
Yeah, or at least a better one because it's giving me Tyler Perry. Like
Bruh.
Y'all are so disrespectful.
I mean, it doesn't look bad.
Wait,
it just look,
Just
it
look
just
bad,
looks
just
apparent.
like
It looks
I will
apparent.
not let you brush past the fact that High Top said, "Hey, that hair looks illogical."
I mean, like,
No, but if I could say, like, the at first I wasn't sure about Luffy, like when they showed him and everything like that, because we all know Luffy, right? He's our son. We love this dude. We root for him. And then to have someone try to bring that to life in live action, I was so skeptical. But after that trailer, I was like, you know what? That's the spirit of Luffy right there. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
no, I could tell. Yeah, sorry.
He's just freaking funny, man.
he's a really good actor too. I've
Yeah,
seen a couple of his other shows, and it's like he has that same active energy, so that fits for Luffy 100%.
Yeah, they couldn't like they had to really get a decent actor who can really deliver that energy, and it seems like he's definitely a good fit.
for
Definitely.
sure.
I think like also Oda was like a part of this whole project anyway. I mean, obviously, just because the creators are part of the project doesn't mean it's gonna be the best thing since sliced bread. But I want to think that compared to some recent shows, Witcher and the Avatar live action, they, the fact that like he didn't leave this project seems like like oh he likes the direction, so it's like maybe we'll like it too. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
But besides the looks, the effects, I'm just like, I mean, like in the first couple of like seasons of One Piece, there's not too much like, well, there's fighting, but it's not like how it is in like, after the time skip in the New World or later on after they get over the Grand Line. But like, I wonder how these effects about to be for Luffy, yo. Like he doing a lot of gum and no. I'm like, I wonder how they gonna handle it.
I mean, we got our first look at it.
I mean, like, who knows? Like maybe like, it's one of those things where it's like it'll do if it does great this season, next season the budget will probably be a lot more, and obviously they can go a little bit more ham on the effects.
Right. Because we did
Yeah.
see like the Gatling, right? The
Yeah.
Gungam Gatling, whatever. That didn't look too bad. But I mean, what I'm hoping for in this series isn't so much like, oh, how great the effects are going to be, even though we don't want them to be too jarring. It's like the character beats and just falling in love with the Straw Hats all over again is what I'm really hoping they put all their effort into, like they leaned into, because we're all going to be raising some eyebrows. Let's be honest. We're going to be raising some eyebrows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would be okay, but apparently a wig set y'all off. So,
But no, you're sorry.
You know what's odd? The thing that I'm looking forward to most about this. Do you know what it is?
What?
It is watching this with the Japanese dub.
Interesting.
I don't know if you guys remember, but like a lot of shows back in the day used to do crossovers, and this is like an American TV, but also, like Gintama does it, I guess. There are a lot of more anime than Gintama that do it, but like follow me with this. There used to be a lot more like crossing over and like, oh, this is what your favorite characters look like in this style. This is what they look like in this style. There is something about watching a One Piece episode that pulls a SpongeBob and goes from like animated to live action that I have always wanted to see. And I don't think this will scratch that itch, but I think it will come close. So I will definitely be watching with the Japanese dub. And I can't wait for that.
That'd
That's
be
interesting. Yeah.
I could definitely see somebody on like YouTube kind of being like, it's like Luffy walks through a door and then like out the door comes like live action Luffy, and I'm just like, hold up, and it's the same, like you said, the same Japanese dub, but it's I'm like that'd be so jarring, but be so funny though. That'd be really
amazing. Can't wait.
But yeah, I think really at the end of the day, it is that like the story beats, the character moments. hopefully they get those things down packed, because that is really like the meat and potatoes of the show. Like the fights are nice, but like it's really those moments, like when the Nami, you learn about Nami's backstory, and like that moment, they better do that justice. Like giving her the freaking hat and them walking down the they got to do it good. They got to do it justice. How do you think the internet's going to kind of take this? Is it going to be like a mixed bag? You feel like it's going to be a mixed bag? You think the One Piece fans are going to kind of like, be behind it all the way?
I have two thoughts.
Go ahead.
One, the internet is the internet, right? There's going to be all sorts of different reactions, all sorts of different ways to sort of receive this show. There's going to be people who fall in love with it. There's going to be people who they're introduced to these characters through this show and not through the anime or manga. And they may love, the Straw Hats as much as we do. You know what I mean? And there's going to be people who hate on it. They're going to pick apart all the effects. They're going to pick apart all of the acting. But that's my thing. It's like the internet's a mixed bag. It's all about how you receive the show. Don't let what people online dictate how you enjoy a medium, right? And my other thought is stay off Twitter.
Yep. Or X, but yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Listen,
Twitter.
the app formerly known as Twitter will still be making its way around the internet via screenshots for the time being. So I don't know. I'll catch it on Reddit or something. I don't know.
Right. There's just this visceral of like, hey, let us begin to take a dump on this thing together as a community. That Twitter has this energy of, let us hate on this with our very being.
It used to feel like that. It used to feel like, like the haters ball sketch from Chappelle's show before Chappelle got But now it really does feel like you're just watching a bunch of people, just like a group of strangers, meet up in the woods, turn around, and just viscerally poop on every other time. Like that's how the app formerly known as Twitter feels now. It's gross. Dear God, did I just say that?
Yes, you did.
Well, got to add corn into it. It's a lot of too much.
Charlie.
Too much.
But well, real quick, anybody else have anything want to add? Anything you want to throw your 2 cents in about the live action?
No, sir, I'm on the clock. Please release me.
Damn. Okay.
And edit this out, you jerk.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Let the world know.
No.
All I gotta say is she's doing her best. Anyway, overall, we are pretty much excited, looking forward to seeing the live action One Piece show, and hopefully it it delivers what we hope and expect. But yeah, that's about it for now. So this is your boy High Top and the Baka Gamerz podcast signing off. Aoi did her best today. Give her a round of applause.
Clap, 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 clap.
Clap, 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 clap emoji.
And we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Nice.